What's up, guys? The Your Trucker here, back with another video. And I am here at a medical facility about to take a random drug test that I got hit up with today. Not for any particular reason, not in trouble, just happened to be in the area. I actually had to stop by a terminal to check in with them about an overspeed, but the thing about that is an overspeed in the old truck that I was driving. I'm in a new one now. I recovered one a time ago. And they were telling me that there was an overspeed on the old truck, but the thing about that is that between the time of the truck getting checked in for service, you know, both myself and the new driver of that truck were in it between the truck being checked in at the terminal, and that's when they find out if you've had an overspeed on the engine or anything. You know, they run it through their computer or whatever they do. But I know I didn't get an overspeed. You know, if anything, I drive slow, so I'm pinning it on the other driver, whoever you are. I know for a fact I didn't get an overspeed. I don't go any faster than like 72, if that, before I creep back down with the engine brake, and you can only do that like going down a hill anyway. So I know I got nowhere near 80, but that's neither here nor there, because basically, since there was two different drivers in the truck before it got checked in, you know, they don't really pin the blame on anybody, like by my understanding. So they just bring you in there to talk to you, to see or let you know and slow down and all that, but that's neither here nor there. So not in trouble for an overspeed, but while I was there, they gave me a random drug test to take, or they sent me for one. You don't take your random drug test at the TMC terminals. You know, they'll send you to whatever medical facility that the company uses, and that's where I am right now, about to go take this test. Hopefully there's not a long line. Guys, this is like only the third time in 3 years that I've been with the company that I've had a random drug test. I'm gonna pass it. There's a key. I have a strategy to pass your random drug test 100% of the time without fail. You want to know what it is? Keep the dirty stuff out of your system, guys. That's all you got to do. Don't have any recreational substances in your system at all. Don't have any alcohol in your system at all when you're out here working. You know, when you're out for the week, for the month, however long you stay out on the road, just don't drink anything. Just save it for your home time. And I do believe what the DOT requirement is, you know, no alcohol in your system within 4 hours of you being on duty to start driving. But, you know, me personally, I don't really drink at all anyway, so that's never a concern for me. I'm gonna go ahead and here take this random drug test and hopefully be back out on the road. Well, I don't even know, because it's like late in the day right now. It's like mid-afternoon, so I don't know what freight's going to be available for me to pick up after this anyway. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be best for me to just hang out at the terminal once I'm done with this and then, you know, get a fresh dispatch in the morning, or if they got a pre-plan or something for me to pick up. I just don't want to have it be where they send me out on something that's like a 7 or 8 hour drive, you know, and I got to go drive wherever to go pick it up, and I got like 7 hours to go deliver it, and I'm going to be way behind. I don't want to be way behind for the rest of the week. So I'll get with my fleet manager and see what the best tactic is going to be for that, or what his plan is. But yeah, guys, the random drug test stuff, you should not be worried about it if you're doing what you need to do out here. You're not going to hear anything about it. You know, you're just going to get some random message from your fleet manager saying you need to go to the terminal, you know, after you've delivered whatever you got on your trailer. You know, you go in there, handle that, you'll talk to safety, and safety will give you the documentation that you need to bring to the medical examiner. They'll give you the keys to the rental car, and you'll be out on your way. They'll give you the address, and you'll go get that taken care of, go back, give your safety manager the paperwork, and you're gonna pass with flying colors, because you're out there doing what you need to do and you don't have a dirty system. Trust me, guys, the money that you're making with your CDL is worth way more than any recreational substances that could be in your system that would cause you to fail this random drug test. Now, I don't know exactly what the consequences are for sure if you have a random drug test that comes up dirty. I mean, I don't know if you get fired outright, or if they put you on some kind of probation, or I have no idea, because I've never concerned myself with that. Like I said, I don't engage in any of that stuff, and I almost never drink. maybe like once or twice a year, like at a social event, like a Christmas party or New Year's or something like that, I'll have like one drink just to celebrate with people. But other than that, man, nothing. So not concerned with it at all. We'll go ahead and knock this out, guys, so I can get back out on the road. Maybe I'll get back with you guys in a bit. Man, that was lightning fast. Lightning fast. I was in there for no more than, like, seriously, 7 minutes. The last time I came here, that place was packed. And that was like, what, like a year ago, I guess? And that place was packed. I stayed in there for like an hour and a half. But this time there was like no one in there, literally nobody. I went in there, checked in. They wrote up the docket, you know, with all the information for your random test. I mean, I only sat down for like 30 seconds and they called my name to go out there and get the test done, but knocked that out. And now we're gonna go ahead and head back to the terminal. But for you guys out there, anybody doing any of these random drug tests, if you're worried and you decide to come out here and you go get a random test done, or you're about to, or you're debating whether or not you're gonna do it, if you refuse to get the test done when you're there, that could impact you. You know, that might make you lose your job right there, because they're automatically going to assume that you might have something wrong. That, or you might get knocked off duty. Well, basically that's going to be the same thing. So don't do anything that you might regret, because by definition these tests are random. I've been asked in the past, people that have watched my videos, you know, how frequently they can expect to get pulled in for a random drug test, and there's no way of knowing. Like I said, this is my 3rd time doing it since I've been with the company. It seems like I get a random drug test like once a year, now that I think about it, but that doesn't mean that you'll run into it the same amount of times. You could get random drug tests like 6 times to my 3. Or maybe you might only get a random drug test like once in 3 years. Who knows? I mean, they're random. So I know companies do a batch of these. You know, they'll select a group of drivers, you know, and they'll test them at random. You know, it's not necessarily going to be the only time that you will get specifically targeted for a random drug test, and at that point it's not really random, but is if you have some kind of, you know, accident, or, you know, some other kind of issue related to your job, you know, maybe like a workers' comp claim or something like that, and they'll want to make sure that you weren't under the influence of, you know, any prohibited substances that could have led to the accident or the workers' comp injury that you suffered. You know, they want to rule everything out, you know, because they want to make sure that, you know, if they're going to pay for anything, you know, the right people get blamed, or, you know, the right person gets paid if they are actually legally deserving of that. You know, they're not going to want to pay out for any workers' comp if you were intoxicated or, you know, inebriated in any other kind of way, and you went out there and decided to climb up on a 13.6 load and you fell off because you didn't have your balance, you know, and all that stuff. So at the end of the day, you know, this stuff is about safety, and also companies, you know, wanting to remain profitable and only pay out when they actually should. But let's head back to the terminal. At this point, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be available. It's late in the day. Normally on any other regular day, I would hate to get dispatched on a new load at this point in time, because all the good stuff's going to be gone. Either that, or, you know, you might have to drive like 2 hours, 3 hours, who knows, to go pick something up, you know, that's like not close to you. But I won't know for sure until I get into that. So I'm going to get back to the terminal before I let you guys know what's up. But we'll check in a bit. All right, we're back. Turned everything in. Everything's all good to go. They don't get the results, of course, for your drug test immediately. That takes, I don't know, like a week or whatever, but I'm not concerned about that part. Just following through with you guys on that. I actually just got dispatched on a pickup for today. It's a small one, a very short run, because like I was telling you guys, I didn't want to be in a position where, you know, I have a far drive to pick up and then a far drive to deliver as well, and it messed me up for tomorrow and messed me up for the rest of the week, and a bunch of stuff that I don't want to deal with. My fleet manager must have been thinking the same thing, because I got a shorty. The load is actually picking up about an hour from here in Kennards, South Carolina, and anybody familiar with that knows that I'm going to pick up some plywood, basically, or is it, what is it? OSB actually is what it is. Gonna pick that up, and it's only delivering like 2.5 hours away. So it's gonna be quick and easy, assuming that there's not a long line of trucks there to get loaded. And I've got plenty of time to do it, even with all the time that I've been sitting around today, driving around. Let me see, how many hours do I have left on my clock? I have 9 hours, 18 minutes of duty time, and 9 hours, 8 minutes of drive time available. And for me to do this route start to finish, pick up to delivery, and bounce, it's only 3 hours and 40 minutes. So I got a lot more time than I'm gonna need. But I'm gonna go ahead and head that way. Now, I am due for a truck wash this week. I think Saturday is the deadline for me, and I'm delivering to Florence, South Carolina. There's a truck wash that TMC uses right over there in Florence, but I already did my trip planning. I'm actually gonna get to the delivery location before I would drive far enough to get to the truck wash. I don't know if I'm going to drive past the delivery location just to get the truck washed today, since I'll probably have spare time, or if I want to just forego that. I don't know what will be best. I mean, well, even with that, I mean, depending on how long the line in the truck wash is, I mean, I'll still get to the Constantine before my time runs out, and there's on-site parking there. And if I'm going out of route to get the truck washed, I'm pretty sure that I can just write down the out of route miles and send that into my fleet manager, and he can remove that out of route mileage from my drive, and it won't count against me on my out of route calculation on the snapshot. You can do that for detours on the road, for getting fuel out of route, and for getting truck washes out of route. I'm pretty sure. That's why you just need to calculate that, or use the odometer in your truck and tally that. But let me go ahead and get on the road here. It's late in the afternoon. It's like 4 o'clock right now, but I'm sure that place isn't going to close before I get over there. And like I said, I have an hour to go, so let me go ahead and knock this out, and I will make my decision on that truck wash for today. While I'm driving there, I've got time to think about it, but let's go. All right, I just made it to the shipper, and as you can see, we're picking up some OSB. Ran into some traffic on the way here. It was a little bit of rush hour traffic, but the whole slowdown was because an oversized hauling trailer was broken down in one of the lanes, and it was only a 2-lane highway, so that had things slowed down for a bit. As I said, picked up the OSB. I've been here a ton of times before. That up there, that yellow, those yellow beams, that's their tarping machine. You know, you roll out your tarps, and then you lower down the hooks and hook them to the D-rings on your tarp, and it'll pick your tarp up, and you'll use the remote here, and it'll drag it across the load for you, because we don't climb on top of the trailers here. But once they come around here and check in my paperwork, or check in my load number, it's usually really fast for them to go ahead and get your trailer loaded. See over there, we got a couple of other TMC guys that are already dealing with their securements. Oddly enough, neither one of them has tarps. Now see, I don't know if those guys are dedicated haulers or not, so I don't know if like the rules for dedicated loads, if they like are going straight to their delivery location for this evening and getting that stuff off there, because I have seen loads in the past that did not have tarps on them, and we're going down the highway, so there might be some different rules for dedicated guys. The load that I'm picking up is actually a dedicated load as well, just because of how late in the day I got dispatched on it. What time was it? I think it was like around 4 o'clock or something like that when I got this one. And it is a dedicated load. It's going to a Lowe's, I believe. So, well, along with that, this load is set for an unload time of 5 a.m. So I'm gonna have to get up at like 4:15 to take my tarp off, because they want, when they say it's like 5 a.m. unload, they want like you untarped, unstrapped, and ready for them to take that stuff off, because the unloaders for that time period are not the same unloaders that would be unloading if you arrived at like 7 a.m. or you slept there overnight to get unloaded in the morning. I do believe that the 5 a.m. unloader guys a lot of the time can be the guys that work overnight. So I don't know, either way I'm gonna have to get up super early to get this one ready. I've done it before, I don't like doing it, but fortunately this delivery location is only 2.5 hours away from where I currently am. So needless to say, I want them to hurry up and get me loaded so I can zip and strap this down, throw the tarps on, and get back out on the road. I'm gonna have to stop for fuel on my way there because I only have 2/8 left. That's enough fuel for me to go ahead and get to the delivery location, but I just want to have that set aside so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning, because I already have a pre-plan for tomorrow morning. And luckily my pre-plan for tomorrow morning is actually in the same city that I'm delivering this load here to. So once my clock is refreshed in the morning, because the delivery or unload time is going to happen before my clock is refreshed. I know that for a fact right now, just because of what time it is currently and how much time it's going to take for me to secure the load and then drive to where I'm delivering, plus stopping for fuel. I know I'm going to be sitting at the consignee even after I get unloaded. I can just smoothly transition from one thing to the next, and I haven't seen exactly how close the next shipper is once I deliver. All I know is it's in the same city, so it can't be that far. And then it is maybe 5 or 6 miles away to deliver it. It's going to a job site, so I won't be able to park overnight for that one. I know that for a fact. What's it saying here? The pre-plan says that it's 320 miles loaded for tomorrow, so we'll be taking it to Virginia. I'll have to, well, with that being the case, I have the benefit, since I already know that's my pre-plan load for tomorrow, I'll be able to do my trip planning for that load tonight when I stop. So when I get myself up and rolling tomorrow morning, all I got to do is go pick it up and head out. Since I already know what I'll be doing, I'll be able to pick out a parking place for tomorrow evening with that one. I'm hoping that it won't take them too long to unload me though. Once I deliver that to that job site, they can be hit or miss depending on what the contractors are doing at those job sites. I don't really like doing job site deliveries much for that specific reason, but once they start unloading me, guys, I'll go ahead and do that. I don't know if I'm going to record myself securing this one, just because it's really noisy in here, and I kind of want to go ahead and get my day over with, but we'll see. Either way, I'll show you guys either a little bit of the load process or the finished product once I'm done with everything, because I'm going to tarp everything in here, secure everything in here, and as you can see my mirror, I'll use the tarping machine, but I'm not gonna fully bungee everything down. I'll just drape it over there and put enough bungees on it to hold it down. And what you want to do when you're in a place like this, you want to go ahead and get your bungees on so the tarp won't blow off or fall off when you drive away, and then you want to go ahead and drive out of here, and like those other TMC guys did over there, go park off in the distance somewhere so that the next driver, right now there's only one guy, so it's not too big of a deal, but when it's busy, when there's a whole lot of people here, you want to go ahead and get out of the bay so the next guy can get loaded and keep the line moving. You don't have everybody all jammed up because you're trying to do the entire loading, securements, and tarping process inside. You know, you got to make sure you're considerate of the other drivers that are out here. But the other thing, this place, I'm used to it now, but like this place, these docks or these ramps to come up into these docks are so narrow. You have to make sure that you hit it perfectly so that you back straight into this place. Otherwise your wheels are going to be hitting those barricades and you're going to get stuck, and you're going to have to keep on pulling forward and trying it over and over again. But hold on, I think they're getting ready to load me now, guys. I'll check in with you in a bit. All right, just checked in with the loader, and they're about to go ahead and put the freight on the trailer. It's not going to take very long by my estimation. They're usually quick here, like I said. I looked ahead and saw that for my next pickup on that pre-plan, it's only 11 minutes away from where I'm delivering this freight tomorrow morning. So it's gonna be really quick once my clock does refresh, and from there it's going to be about 5.5 hours to the delivery location. So I'll be driving a little bit less than that because, as I said, there's no on-site parking for my pre-planned load, but that's all right. And one other thing that I wanted to tell you guys while I'm waiting here, if you come to one of these places where they're loading OSB, before you get loaded, the forklift operator might ask you how you want it loaded, and they may say, do you want it boxed or do you want it pyramid? Now that's just two different formations, and I can actually show you an example here. If we can see, you know what, hopefully you can see it from here, but that trailer right there, that is loaded in the pyramid formation. So it's 2 rows at the bottom and then a 3rd row of OSB on top in the center. So it looks like a pyramid, excuse me. It's shaped just like a pyramid. And boxed is just when there's an equal number of OSB bundles on the top and the bottom. They're all flush, which is how those 2 TMC trucks over there are loaded. So you have boxed and then you have pyramid. Now me particularly, I don't really care how it's loaded. It weighs the same, it rides the same in my experience. But if you're going to do something like putting edge protectors on it, it's easier with the boxed because everything's flush. I mean, it's, when I say edge protectors, I mean you don't necessarily have to put edge protectors on OSB, but for anything when they're asking you if you want it loaded boxed or pyramid, because there's other types of freight where they might ask you that formation. But I like to do boxed if I'm going to have to put edge protectors on something, because it's easier. You don't have to put as many edge protectors up, because pyramid formation over here, you have 2 different spots where it's angled, where it's a right angle. So it'll be the top will be edged, and then the bottom layer will be edged. But on boxed, there's only one edge because all of the boxes are on top of each other and it's flush. But like I said, outside of that, it doesn't really make any difference to me. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if you know any other potential reasons why you might want to have, you know, boxed over pyramid formation or vice versa. But they've already got a couple of sets here. I think they have 2 guys loading me right now, because I have some on the passenger side and the driver's side right here. The passenger side, you can't see it in the other mirror, but that should make my loading process even faster if they got 2 guys working on me right now. But we'll go ahead and get this done. What's up, guys? It's the next morning. I wasn't able to record any of the loading and securing process for this stuff just because I wanted to hurry up and get on the road. Like I said, it was noisy inside the warehouse, and they were trying to get the last couple trucks for the day in as well, so I had to get out of the bay pretty quickly. But we're already here at the consignee. We got here last night around 10:30, I believe, and it's about 5 o'clock right now, 5 a.m., and we're just waiting for our turn to be unloaded here at the consignee. I already took down most of the securement. I just left on the front. I already took the tarp off, but I just left on the X straps, and I have 1 strap in the rear just so that everything stays put as far as moving forward or backwards until we get right there where you see that other truck. That's where they are going to unload me, I'm pretty certain. But I haven't seen anybody come outside yet. Well, spoke too soon. There they are, the forklift operator right there. So we'll go check in with them, and once that flatbed is unloaded, we'll back into that spot and we will get this stuff off of us. And I think that I mentioned I have a pre-plan already that is only about 15 minutes from this location. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna just run an 8-hour break, go over there, pick the stuff up, and do a 2-hour break later on today, or if I want to wait for my full my full 10-hour break. I don't know yet. quite frankly, I kind of want to go back to sleep. I did not sleep for very long last night. I think I went to bed around midnight, actually. I might do that. The drive to go deliver the pre-plan is only going to be about 5.5 hours. It's scheduled for delivery tomorrow. It's a job site, but I want to see if there's going to be any kind of way that I can same day deliver this stuff, because there is absolutely nowhere to park near the delivery location. It's way off on the coastline of Virginia, where I'm taking this next load to. So it would be great if I could same day this and get away from that area, because I know there's not going to be anything to pick up over there either. I'll have a long bounce most likely, but we'll see. I'll get with my fleet manager when he gets into the office, but I'm going to go ahead and check in with the forklift operator back there. I'm sure they see me, but I want to go ahead and get that paperwork in motion. Catch you guys in a bit. Getting unloaded now. They've got me about halfway unloaded right now. It's going pretty quickly. It's a little after 5:30. I already sent in my empty, and I have not yet gotten the dispatch for the pre-plan, but that's all fine because my 8-hour break doesn't even happen until like 6:30, and then my 10-hour break will be around 8:30, and I have not decided what I'm going to do yet as far as that goes. I mean, I'm thinking overall it would be better to just do the full 10-hour break, just find a spot to chill, sleep, and hit it 100% fresh when I got that full reset. The thing about it though is here in the back, this is not one of those Lowe's stores that has a whole bunch of space behind the store. It's pretty much just this area that I'm in right here. You can't see much of that, but pretty much just the landing pad that I backed into for them to unload me. This up here is it's another store up here, but there's some parking spaces in the front of the store. There's like a straightaway that I'm pretty sure I could go and drive the truck up to and just hang out there. It's out of the way of where the majority of the customers are gonna park, because I don't have enough time to go anywhere else, and I really don't want to mess my break up, my 10-hour or 8-hour break. You know, if I drive off now before my 8-hour break is even completed, then, you know, I'll be completely screwed, and I'll have to sit for another 8 hours minimum to get my work day going. Needless to say, I'm not going to do that. So I don't think they'll have much of a problem with it, since I'm delivering to this store anyway. I'll just make sure that I park out of the way of general traffic and out of the way of the majority of the customer parking spots, far off to the very back of the parking lot where nobody's really going to be parking, and I won't be disturbing anybody. And we'll get up and roll after that. I'll have to check, like I said, with my fleet manager if I can same day this load. That's the one annoying part about your fleet manager being in a different time zone than you. I'm in the Eastern time zone the vast majority of the time, and my fleet manager is in Central, so he's always going to be an hour behind my progress, you know, unless I'm in the Central time zone as well. But I really do need to make sure I get myself some more sleep though. I'm not tired right now, I don't feel sleepy, but I know I didn't get enough rest going to bed at midnight and then waking back up at like 4:30 to take my tarp and my straps down and everything. I don't require a whole lot of sleep in general, but I know if I burn the candle at both ends too many times, it's going to catch up to me at the worst possible moment. So we'll do what we need to do. But guys, I think that I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. You won't be missing too much of me just getting unloaded the rest of the way, and I'll check you guys in the next video. I'm still tired, if you can't tell. I guess I was lying to myself, but I'll catch you guys in the next video. I appreciate you all watching. Make sure you stay clean for those random drug tests. You never know when they might pop up. Ear Light Trucker out.